Alright, today I'm going to go over how to graph an equation whenever it is in standard form. And so standard form is not y equals mx plus b. Standard form is whenever it looks like this problem that I have right here, which is 7x plus 4y equals negative 28. And so to graph this, we need this equation to be in y equals mx plus b form. And so that means that we've got to solve this equation for the y that is right here. And so to do that, the first thing we want to do is we want to take this 7x and we want to move it over to the other side. Since it is a positive 7x, we're going to have to subtract 7x. And we can't subtract 7x from 28 because negative 28 does not have an x with it. So over here on the left-hand side, we're just going to have a 4y left. And then here, we're going to have negative 28 minus 7x. And then we still have this 4 over here next to our y, and we can't graph this whenever we have that 4 right there. So we're going to have to divide everything by 4. And make sure when you do this, you've got to divide all of the numbers on the right-hand side by 4. And so that's going to give you y equals negative 28 divided by 4 is negative 7. And then we can't divide negative 7 over 4, so we're just going to leave it negative 7/4 x. And so now we know that our slope is our number next to our x, so our slope here would be negative 7/4. And our y-intercept is the number over here by itself, which is our negative 7. So if we're going to graph that here, I could put me a dot right here at negative 7. And then with the slope of negative 7 over 4, I would need to go down 7 to the right 4. The problem is that I don't have enough room to do that. So instead, I could go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And to the left 4. That's still going to give me a graph that's decreasing there. And so this would be the graph of 7x plus 4y equals negative 28. Okay, let's try the next one that we've got here. Alright, so to graph this, we need this to be in y equals mx plus b form, which means we got to get this y right here by itself. So as we did on the last problem, we're going to deal with the x first. Right now that is a positive x, like a positive 1x. So we're going to have to subtract it to move it over to the other side. You cannot combine it with the 10 that's there. Be careful right here not to lose this little negative. So you've got negative y equals 10 minus x. And then this negative y is like having a negative 1 right there. So we can divide everything by negative 1. And if we do that, we're going to get negative 10. And then here, this is like, there's a negative 1 here. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. So you're just going to have a plus x right here. And so if we want, we can write that 1 right there with it. Our slope is the number next to our x, which is 1. Our y-intercept is negative 10. And so if I graph this, I have a y-intercept at negative 10 and a slope of 1. That's not a fraction, but we could make it a fraction by making it 1 over 1. And so that means to go up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1. And so we can put that point there, and this will be the equation of our line. Okay. Here is another one that we're going to do. We've got 7x minus 5y equals 35. And so again, we need to get that y right there by itself. So we're going to, this is a positive 7x, so we're going to subtract that 7x over to the other side of the equation. Don't lose this negative right here. That leaves you with negative 5y equals 35 minus 7x. And then you've got to get rid of that negative 5. It's multiplied by the y, so to get rid of it, you've got to divide everything by negative 5. And when you do that, 35 divided by negative 5 is negative 7. Negative 7 divided by negative 5 won't reduce, but a negative divided by negative is a positive, so let's make this positive 7 over 5x. So we can see here we've got a y-intercept at negative 7. We've got a slope at 7 over 5. So we'll go to negative 7 on our y-axis, and we'll put a dot, and then we need to go up 7 and to the right 5. And that will give us our graph here. Okay. Notice on this one that our numbers are a lot bigger. And notice that on your graph that these numbers go up by 10 rather than 1. So that's going to make a difference in how you graph this problem. So we're going to have 8x minus 2y equals negative 160. To get this into y equals mx plus b form, we need to move this 8x. It is a positive 8x, so we have negative 8x is what we're going to do first. We're going to subtract that 8x. Don't lose this negative right here. We've got negative 2y equals negative 160 minus 8x. And like we've done on the rest of these, we've got to divide by that negative 2. And so y equals negative 160 divided by 2 is 80. And then right here, we've got negative 8 divided by negative 2, which is going to give us a positive 4x. So our y-intercept is at positive 80, and we need to go up 4 over 1. And it is okay to go up 4 units and over 1 because these units are the same. You're going up by 10 this way and 10 this way. So it is okay to do that, but we don't have enough room to go up 4 into the right one. So what we can do instead is we can go down 4 and to the left 1. And this still creates a line that's increasing, so it has a positive slope. And you can see you could go up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1. And so that would be our answer for this problem. Okay, so this is what you're going to do on this IXL. I don't think you're going to see anything else that's too crazy here. You may see some of these where they go up by 10s or 20s, but otherwise everything should be pretty much like these problems that we've done. If you have any questions, let me know. I just remembered one other thing that I need to tell you. I'm going to do a line that's wrong here. So if you miss one and you look at the information that IXL is telling you, they're teaching a different method than what I taught. So they are telling you to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. We also did this in class. Remember that to find the x-intercept, you plug in 0 for the y, and to find the y-intercept, you plug in 0 for the x. And so they're doing this instead, which will still get you the same graph. So if you prefer to use this method, you can do that also. I just wanted to point out that IXL is going to tell you something different than how I have taught you to do it. But you can do either way if it makes sense to you.